Ooh.
Oh shit, that was my fault. We are live, Lappy, and I had my mic muted, so wasn't even able to tell you that we were live. But
Oh shit. Nice, nice.
I was like, well, we have Lappy on stream, I might as well pull a Lappy. I don't know if you've done that one yet though. I'm like, Lappy, why aren't you realizing we're live? Um, yeah, so we're back with our third coaching, whatever you want to call it for Lappy. Just back from Vegas WSOP. How'd that go?
It went awesome. It was probably it was my second time. It was my second year of WSOP, but it went a lot better than the first year.
Yeah.
That is for sure because I mean, it was the first year I was just trying to make the big banks, you know?
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
I
you were just trying to make the big things, yes. No
and
one would guess that from you.
right, right. That's so not me. And but this year I played a bunch of Citgos.
Citgos are so amazing there.
Yeah, and cash games as well.
If you play a Citgos of the World Series, pro tip, you have to bring a lot of cash to do last longer with everybody. Heads up
Yep.
last longers are really good for the variants as well, and are amazing money that you get rake free. And sometimes I get like whales that would just like take my like $500 heads up last longer, and they'll get all in with 8-7 off the first hand. Oh, thank you for the host, Lappy. Should look at that.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, no, I was talking with Keith's Tweets. I don't know if you know who he is. He's
Yes.
another fellow ACR Starmer, but he's like the key is when you're playing Singos at the WSOP is you find the guy who looks like he doesn't know what he's doing at all, and you stare him in the eyes and say, heads up last longer, and you do like heads up last longer.
I mean, I just offer
about
to.
the, for
Go.
about the same amount as the buy-in.
I
actually.
actually almost end up doing them for more than the buy-in, but it depends. But
Right.
that is the way to get value. But I just take it from anybody, right? Because I don't want to be like, I don't want a recreational player, to think I'm just targeting them. Just like, hey, does anyone want to do heads up last longers? I've literally had like over $2,000 in side bets and a $225 sit and go before. But not to mention those were a $13 rake.
Hell yeah. So yeah, man. I started playing a bunch of those. I played cash games where people just were like just businessmen, rich businessmen who are trying to have a fun time.
Yeah, they're trying to have a fun time with you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, we get them laughing right off the bat, man. And we'd keep it that way. We'd get them. We'd buy them a drink or two, you know. Hey, have some fun, you know what I'm saying? Like if that's what you're there for, if that's like, you know, then you're everything's kosher, you know.
Yeah, I have a crazy. I mean, I won't go into it right now, but I have a crazy Vegas story from when I got propositioned once by a rich whale. Yeah, I'm glad to walk away from that. We're gonna
I'll have to hear about that sometime.
we're gonna go live shortly with the coaching, giving a little more time for people to trickle in. Did you get a chance to look at? I did a YouTube video. People coming today, of me 50 tailing the other day. Did you get a chance to look through that a little bit more, Lappy?
Um, about the same amount, but it's a feat of work, man. You're a beast.
Yeah, I need to redo it though because I made the music levels wrong. But YOLO, at least someone's done it, right? Because no one's done anything like that on YouTube. So
Yeah, you should be able to get like you know, record numbers for your YouTube on that video, you know?
Yeah.
Because how long have you been doing a YouTube for? A
Oh, not
YouTube account?
that long, but
Not
I haven't really done much unique content, right? Most of it's just been paid overs from Twitch, which still gets me hits because, especially because my videos are behind a sub wall on Twitch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely looking to do more YouTube content, specific. Um, it's hard, and I understand where you're at too with it in terms of not being able to really be that good at video editing. And the kind of time demands that we both have are restrictive, you know, in regards to, if we wanted to successfully do a YouTube channel. And I don't know. Have you ever? I've actually been doing. So it's interesting. I've been doing like a trade-off with somebody
Mm-hmm.
he's a video editor, a friend of mine, and I've been giving him coaching in exchange for video editing from him.
Gotcha.
and and it's like going back to the barter system. I don't know if you've ever considered it before, but it's
Yeah, maybe the barter system is like, okay, well, I'm going to charge like what $200 an hour for coaching. You know, most people don't barter at that level. Um, a
well,
lot of times it's just often just better for me to pay someone. But
yeah, I know. That's another option as well.
yeah.
But I'm a person who I don't want to pay $100 an hour for somebody who's gonna video edit, and I'm not at that level yet. But
Well, I don't either
but
because I don't think I'll get it out of that $100 out of it.
yep.
But maybe one day I'll find somebody here. So you're gonna bet. I'd probably bet a little bit smaller here, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Five big's fine. It's just like, LOL, ace 8 off. So let's go ahead and get started. I guess it's like we start the hand and then tell people we're gonna get started.
Yep. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go. So this ace king hand is completely standard. You isolate a limper. I'd probably go a little bit bigger this deep. Probably go like 150, but 120, whatever.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
big difference. You could bet this flop. You could check it. I'm completely fine with checking it. And as played, he's gonna have a lot of 6s, 7s, 8s in his range. Pocket 4s, pocket 3s, pocket 5s, pocket 2s. It's like the only thing you really accomplish by betting here is not letting like probably cards that you dominate anyways realize or some file checking back. Maybe you have some queen 10s and 10-9s, but oh well.
Yep.
And then betting whatever.
All right. Great flop.
Yeah.
We check raise there. Start. No.
Oh, we check raise. Oh yeah,
No,
for sure.
no.
Now this is actually what I call one of the more awkward spots in poker. If you didn't know, Create My Own Energy has streamed a few times. I forget what his channel is. I should remember it. So, I mean, it gets less awkward once this guy flats, so we know it's a weak player.
Yep.
With the ace 8 earlier, I would be 3-betting this here. Pretty big sizing, probably about 480, maybe even bigger, 520, 540.
I expected that I did too. What?
I mean, see, this is what I said, one of the more awkward spots in poker. I think this is a very reasonable way to put the hand. Ish before that. But yeah, I think it's a pretty easy squeeze here, and you pass on it. And then it's like, okay, now you re-raise with this other guy in. But you're going to, like, the interesting thing about the spots, you're just targeting junk show in this hand because if Create My Own Energy re-raises you here, you should just fuck off. Because you're check raising two people here in 2s, 3s, 9s is a huge part of your range. So like, what, he's making some kind of weird line with like ace king or jack 10 here, but that's unlikely to happen. So we get a fantastic spot. So one thing we want to consider on this term is we want to think about our sizings and what will lead the stack to pot on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this spot's actually pretty easy compared to some other ones because, like, okay, so we bet 1,200 here and you call 1,200. The pot is 4,200, leaving us with 2,900. So this one is actually pretty easy to figure out. But sometimes you want to literally think about your sizings to where you can get the pot to somewhere around your stack. So say both people were 6,000 chips deep here. I might be betting like 1,500 to try to get that like 1-to-1 stack to pot on the river. In that kind of area where I have a more realistic shot of stacking them off. But here it just doesn't matter. He goes 1,200, and as I said, we have 2,900 going into 4,200. Which we just jam, and he pays off with ace 9 suited. Now, I think the same thing happens if you 3-bet or not. I don't think this guy's the type to fold, but it worked out for the best, just in case.
What do you think about the ace 9 ace 9 suited to call off there?
Oh, I mean, terrible. What? That's because again, it's like, well, what are you like? Like, if you go back to the hand, like, right? Okay, so like, you could have some kind of miracle bluff here, but your miracle bluffs should be like hands like 4-5. Maybe, I mean, okay, it was raised to what pre-flop 4x, so you don't really have 4-6 suited here. I don't think. I don't know. You're Lappy. You can tell me. Maybe you have like ace 4, ace 5 suited. So you might have some miracle bluffs. Your other miracle bluffs are going to be like maybe some 10-8 suited, like 10-8 of clubs. Or jack 10 of clubs here. Where you have jack 10 of hearts, where you have backdoors wrapped around. If you want to have a miracle bluff, those would be your best combinations. And especially given that the 10 merges into some of your best combinations. So when you have ace 9 in his spot, your worst possible turns to see are 4, 5s, jacks, no, 10s, sorry, 10s and 8s. 4, 5s, 10s, and 8s. I wouldn't say 6s as much, because I think ace 4 and ace 5 are more likely combos than 6-4. I mean, it's not the best turn, but your worst turns are those ones, so I think in that regards, it's pretty damn bad. I mean,
yep.
And again, it's just like your bluff frequency there is going to be so low. Will he find a bluff there like 10% of the time? Sure, maybe. Raise this up, sir.
Yeah.
Like, I know that it is tempting to autopilot early game. It is tempting. But if you're, like, we just fucked up, not fucked up, but we've lost small edges in 2 different spots. Constantly losing tons of small edges adds up. It's a very easy spot. Now we just have no clue. Oh, this is the guy went all in. Okay. That might have changed things a little bit if I realized this guy was on 195 chips.
Uh-huh.
Wait. I mean, like, it's like, come on, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You can't be so out of it and so autopilot early in that we fold this spot.
Because you're getting like what?
You're getting 9-1
like
with
9
implied.
to 1, 10-1.
You need 10-1 for a gut shot, but with implied 9-1 will do just fucking fine, right? Because your jack comes on turn, you expect 0 chips on average going in after that. It's like no, like yeah, this is like wake the fuck up. Like we just saw a few instances where it's like wake the fuck up.
Yep.
So you are legitimately like okay, it doesn't feel that important because it's 15-30. But you're legitimately costing yourself equity in these spots. Not to mention, like, 15-30 is, like, the best equity you could have because it's, like, it's just free chips, right? Because it's, like, when people are just splashing around and you have a higher density of basically fish money in the pool. Yep. And the deeper that you are with Rex, the bigger your edge. So you're fucking off in your biggest edge spots. Now, they are slightly less important because the pots on average are going to be smaller, but you still shouldn't be doing that.
I can dig it.
And if you have raised the king queen, does a6 get in here?
Probably not. Nope.
You might even be scooping here against king jack or queen jack, based off because the 10 even merge on the river.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm fine with folding that. I mean, it's whatever. Kind of, you kind of open that.
Yeah, I've been trying to play like ace 10 offsuit, ace jack offsuit. Like I find that. I
mean, they don't do as well as people realize think under the gun, but it's like
yeah.
Sometimes if you're on a really fishy table, especially early and deep, you can get away with it. I actually like 3-betting this spot much more than I like calling it, but it's also kind of weird because Broccoli is really short. He could just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna spaz all in here.
Yep.
By the way, Chad, if you guys have any questions, this isn't a silent session where it's like no one talk. You guys are free to ask. you be quiet. Peanut gallery. No, but it's not like that. So that makes it a little bit weird about 3-betting. But I'd normally rather have this as a light 3-bet combo than over flatting here. And now we just fuck off. Okay, ace queen. Favorable flop, above average.
Very above average flop.
What do you call it? Very above average.
I really thought you can do either here actually. Like
I don't say you could. I mean, close.
you can check or I feel like you can check or bet here.
I mean,
Like
if there was a hand in a four-way pot for value, you could check or bet. This would probably be pretty damn close to the top. In fact, it probably would be the top, but I would be betting here nonetheless because it is a four-way pot.
would you say because stacks are so deep compared to stack the pot is so large.
To some extent, yes. To other sense, I just feel that you bet the flop and so many cards come along with it. You can't even tell me that a jack of spades and 10 of spades that you should be getting lots and lots of bad equity hands to call multi-way. And all those hands will have a hard time calling a lot of different turns. Build up a pot now. But, I mean, there are arguments like if we can have a 100% guarantee that opponents behind us will bet their ace 10s and their ace 8s and their ace 7s, we could check, but then you have to think about the turn, right? Okay, so say GBJ here is ace 10 or ace 7, and you call, or three people call, and the turn comes king of diamonds, 10 of spades, something that might be a little bit scary to him. Yep. Or if he has ace jack of 10 clubs. Because we no longer have control of the action, we can't guarantee that the turn won't just go check 4 ways, and that everyone will see a free river, and you let everyone realize all of their equities. That's another reason I like betting there. Okay.
Favorable turn, I mean.
Yeah, favorable turn, I just would have bet the flop. But now it's just like, okay, well now you also have a smaller pot, right? Like you'll get value from the 10s and jacks, but you probably won't ever stack them off. And they just fold. Like 1/3 pot sizing here on the flop, no, I do not D-Rob. I like a little bit bigger. I think if you bet 1/3 pot here, you gotta think about it, right? Like, okay, so say you had
ace king with 2 clubs.
Yeah, say you had ace king with 2 clubs. What sizing you're going? So you have jack 10 here with the jack of spades, or king, something like that, where you're making a bluff out of it. What sizing are you going? And that's basically a sizing I would want for all hands here. I probably would have bet 425, 450 in that range on this flop. Okay, I don't like it. I think you're give me. Okay.
My thought is we have so much equity here, and it's
you really.
And
how do you
somebody here with a queen, we can just bomb him off of it by river, but if we don't start betting now, we're not gonna be able to build a big enough pot to take down by the end,
Okay, for starters, we do not have so much equity here. This is a prime example in a 4-way pot of you overriding a naked gut shot, right? Because king jack is not a naked gut shot. You have draws to the nuts and a backdoor flush draw with an over. When you consider what is huge parts of people's calling ranges, our pocket 8s, pocket 9s there, our jack 10s there, our 9/8s there, our queen jacks there. We don't have huge equity against those hands. Now, you're correct. If we do leave the spot, we will most likely have a very strong, depending on what runs out, hand for considerations for triple barrels. But I would probably either check call or check fold this flop. How much difference 300 versus 400 here? Pretty much the world of difference, Chaw. I would think this would be much more reasonable. You could be like, oh, well, you could be like, they have 7s and pocket 5s, but once you start going up to 3 people here, it's very hard to do those mental gymnastics to find 2 hands that you ever get to fold, or get all three hands to all fold on the flop, while it's more reasonable 3-handed.
Right on. I can see that.
Now, I think as played, you have to be like 'cause your lead into 4 people is super strong. I think you have to be double barreling it, and it did
Yep.
work, and it is going to work some percent of the time. So if you are, like I said, if you're going to be betting, it is a reasonable double barrel combo, and this is a reasonable defend on the flop too. It's a backdoor straight, backdoor flush, tons of turns you can lead into. I would actually, I mean, it's kind of funny that you fold a spot and I don't fold a spot, and then another spot I just check give up, and it worked. But we can't really know there. But like five of spades, such a gimped card. Like a 9 or 10, we can just be donk leading into him. An 8 or 7, we can be donk leading into him on these turns that I actually do defend this spot.
Right on.
So why did you pick this sizing per se?
I mean, I feel like it's just a board that we're not gonna get folds immediately on, but as the streets continue, we're gonna be able to get folds on a lot of turns and a lot of rivers, and we're wanting to build a pot for that to happen. Because yeah, he's gonna be sticky with like a lot of queen jacks here, 10x, jack 9, 9-7.
Are you betting the same sizing here as your king jacks and king nines on this board?
2/3 pot. Yeah, on this kind of a board texture, I'm definitely gonna be betting the same sizing. If it's like king 10-4, then that's different.
I mean, fair enough. It means a semi-wet board. I probably wouldn't have gone this big without there being a flush draw out there, but semi-reasonable. Very interesting donk lead. And we're not folding. I wish you luck, sir, on merging a river because it looks strong as shit. I mean, what bluffs does he have in his life besides jack 9 here? And even then, he doesn't necessarily turn that into a bluff. 9-7. In some ways, I actually hate his donk lead here. I actually 100% hate his donk lead because you ask yourself, well, what is the fucking bottom of his range to do this with? Like, jack 9, I guess, is like, if you do the jack 9, I guess he's a genius because he just literally has, queen jacks and ace 10s and ace 8s and all, way more than that. Interesting jam, given that. So what was going through your mind here jamming that? Because that looked like extreme strength when you can only do mental gymnastics here to jack 9 because it's like, well, what is going through your mind here?
The thing that went through my mind is that I really don't think he's gonna be leading out here with sets.
He shouldn't be, but he is. He clearly is because it's like, what is it? Tell me then, what part of his range are you trying to target that he leads out here?
I honestly think that he queen jack 9 even.
But queen jack is a straight.
We blocked that. That's right. And it's.
But you do block it. You also block jack 9, and blockers is only worth so much. There are still queens left in the deck, and there are still queen jacks left in the deck.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just kind of have seen donk leads on boards like this.
But the thing is that you're saying donk leads on boards like this. You polarize this range by going 2/3 pot. What you need to give me, you have to tell me what bluffs does he have to justify this. What bluffs does he have?
That's a good question. I mean, 9-7, jack 9, even maybe king X. That's betting.
I mean, he doesn't have king X. Let's be real. He's a rake.
Some people, but yeah, some people okay. With Nate the Grape, probably not. But some people do. I guess I just don't try to take it out of the realm of possibility,
But there's some people who should absolutely take it out of the realm of possibility. And even if we're like, okay, well, maybe it's king X here, in the realm of possibility, we can also, in our minds, weight it lower. That it's unlikely they do it with that.
Yeah.
Even if it's a fish, right? It's unlikely to be part of their range, even if it could possibly exist.
It's a smaller portion of their range, yep.
So, as played, I think, well, at least you have... I just call.
You just like a call here then.
Absolutely just like a call here. I think this is terrible. Because it's just like you're like Jack 9 and 9-7, and it's like you also flattered. Wait, were you the open raiser?
Yeah, of course.
So he just cold called 3x here with 9-7 suited, maybe. You know,
being this deep, yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, either way, he's gonna have if he's gonna call 9-7 suited, he's gonna have Queen Jack off in his life. So if he doesn't have 9-7 off, so he's gonna have way more combos with Queen Jack than you will 9-7. And same with Jack 9, you'll call Jack 9 suited, but not Jack 9 off in this scenario. So that even weights a little bit stronger towards those hands.
So you basically, when he leads turn, you just try to play it face up?
I don't know if it's playing it face up. Like, you call this turn, you should call Ace King and Ace 10 and Ace 8 and King 10 here. I want to say this is face up. I don't think you should raise anything. I don't think he should lead anything. I mean, I think that's the weirdest part of the hand. But based off of how face up this is, I think he should let you bluff off this spot.
Yeah, that's the part that I sort of metagamed myself
around. Yeah, I mean, I think you both played this hand terribly.
And I was just like, I just don't ever get what, like, hands at the top of his range he's gonna lead here.
Well,
he wants us to fire off. Like, so why would you?
Oh, I know. I think it's terrible, and you would have fired off.
Exactly.
So he actually gave you an out of the pot because you had a fantastic triple barrel board. In fact, like the 6 is close to your best river bluff card because it now merges your 9-7 just in case. But yeah, I mean, I hate it, but I hate both of your lines. I hate your line even more than his because he was like, "Hey Lappy, let me tell you what the fuck I have. Let me literally turn your hand face up," and you're just like, "Okay, raise." I mean, that's what a sick leveling war, right? Have you ever been at a live game and someone's like, let you make the turn decision because they show you your hand, and they show you something strong, and you're just like, and then the person's still like, raise. And then the person's in a mess of spots, they don't know the leveling spot. That's basically what just happened.
Yeah.
I opened that early from that position.
Close. I think it's close open, yeah.
I opened it, but it's not like, it's definitely not the end of the world to be folding it. I'd probably open the Queen Jack 2, but again, I do like this new tighter Lappy, although we did like just kind of zone out and make some mistakes earlier. Alright, so just nice and good fuck off flop. You like them. You like them multi-way pods. All right, please, for little God, to be like, please tell me this is just a checkable flop for you. Okay, success. Lappy's learning.
Hey, if we had 1 diamond, that might have not been the result.
Fair enough. Here we have a nice little 3-bit combo. Do we take it? Although he is running really tight stats.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
Yeah, it's whatever. You're almost better off having Ace 5, Ace 6 suited there than 6 5 against. Well, I mean, especially against someone like that. But not necessarily. But anyways. Ew.
It's very interesting.
Wait, you're so ambitious. Like literally. Hey, everyone watching this stream, if you want to get Lappy's money, donk lead into him. Donk lead. That is the one thing I've just learned from these 2 hands is donk lead into Lappy.
Yep. Oh no. Once we have that much in the middle, we obviously have to call.
Ambitious as fuck.
Yep. We obviously like don't get it in with the big blind.
Okay, so he's not donk leading, folding 9x. So if you really want to like turn a hand and bluff, almost better off calling with these stack deals. But whatever, I just fucking fold. But You enjoy.
I feel like it's a really good combination though for us to have. You know, like
You don't
like
have people who are playing like this. You don't always have to go to war with.
it's just we have a much stronger range than they do. Like, and they're never
You
dunk
no
leading
longer have a
sets.
stronger range than they do when they
They're,
don't
they're
lead.
never dunk leading sets here. They're never and they don't really have two pairs except for 4-3. Like,
Okay. So
to
this
me,
is where
to
if
me
I
it's like
okay
to me the question is when they dunk, it's like they're asking me, Lappy, do you want free money or no?
no, that is not what they're asking you. So, like, Lappy, do you want to punt your money or no? Everyone lead it into Lappy until you realize this is not a great idea. But like, okay, look, we have this tool here. If we think someone is dunk leading, if you see dunk leading, it's a weird ass spot. I don't know if you guys can see it because of how things are grabbed, but we can bring up. Okay, so you guys cannot see this tool, but Lappy can. You can see their post flop stats. What I'm seeing from this guy, he's folded 2 out of 3 times to a fold to c-bet, which means that even though small sample, he's been pretty honest so far. I would just be fucking off there, but I mean, I guess you might have been right with the fact that he folded there, but he might fold a 9 after that action anyways.
We hit a 3-outer. Feels good, man.
Yeah, you can open that 6-5 suit, dude. It's close though. Yeah, and that's the other thing is you're completely discounting the other person that hand in that spot. Now it is a pretty dry board to discount those people, but you are.
It is.
I'm assuming we didn't 3-bet that. Interesting. Interesting little open. I definitely do not open that from there, but I also didn't know I'd get a flop like that. Only Lappy would know this.
This is an interesting situation, you know. Like,
Based off, I absolutely raise here. Do you realize what you just showed the same guy in the hand the last time he dunked it?
That's what I was thinking too. Is that I have to raise here because of that?
I mean, I guess maybe you're right. That maybe he's just like leading and giving up, but that is not necessarily my experience with everybody. And that's the thing, though, is like I'm gonna get samples on these people for that. Oh, isn't that a fucked up turn?
Yeah,
it's not the worst turn though. Like I would much rather see that turn than a 10 or an 8.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we are like if there was a jack we would bet it would be this one, but I'm also fine with just checking it. Yeah, that's fine. I think it could have gone either way.
I feel like he's just got like a worse jack here now, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's the most likely scenario. The only question is, does Lappy have bet folding in his life here? I'd probably bet like I was gonna say like 3,200, 39 is fine, and he folds. Interesting. Very interesting people. Okay, so I'm fine with leading this turn now. Like 375, somewhere like that. We did not. And we call now.
Thank you.
I mean, apparently it worked because he should have folded the jack 7, but I don't think.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I still lead that turn all day, every day. What did you do last night with King King, the child that you're talking about?
That last night with King King. Oh, he dunk led. Or no.
He dunk led into Lappy and Lappy stacked off because Lappy couldn't help himself?
No. I shoved from early position with like ace queen or something, and then he just like cold called with it, and someone behind him spazzed out, I think it was.
Oh, Donk led the flops. Well, if you guys, one thing I have to say though is Donk leading in general is pretty bad unless you're playing pretty bad opponents. GTO absolutely hates Donk leading.
Yeah, it's just really it's really hard to balance. It's almost impossible. Though some people would, at the higher ups, would claim that it is possible. Phil IV, all the big names kind of like
nice
they implement it. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice.
I mean, what a horrible line though. But I mean, yeah, it is really strong for his range, and that is a likely holding of his, but fucking weird.
Thank you for free chips. Oh, I mean, he's gonna pay us off probably anyways, though, right? Like,
Yeah, he's gonna pay us off, but he literally. Thank you for the host, Poker Sean Jacks, but I mean, just because he pay you off, that's it's kind of irrelevant. That's knowing the assumptions. They're seeing the two hands face up. It's like, yeah, you pay him off at that point. But he almost essentially turns his hand into a bluff unless you were playing ace queen like that. I don't even know. Do you call do you have ace jack ace 10 in your life there?
probably not.
And do you even call them when he does that? Maybe, because it's just such a weird line. Okay, so so let me see. Okay, it looks like we're just jamming here.
We're just getting it in, yep.
Oh, it's a little more weirder with Nate the Great being so
Nate the
deep,
Great
but
behind
it's just
sitting
whatever
there.
at this point. There's no way to look weak. The only thing you do is 4-bet fold to Nate the Great, which would just be savage.
I made it like 4,400, so...
Yeah. Basically, you're committing yourself.
Great. Jack 9 is cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. Okay.
See, I didn't open the 9-7 suited there, dude.
You're learning.
You saw that. You saw that, right?
Okay, so we do open that. And we get shit on. It's an unfortunate plot about someone being this short, but I still open that. I mean, it's the absolute bottom, but I still open it.
Yeah.
So you don't open 9-7 suited, 10-8 suited, you do.
I feel like 10-8 suited is a little too strong.
I mean, I'm biased because 10-8 suited is my favorite hand in poker. But probably not an open from there, that's alright.
Probably not. One position further, though, probably, right? Like...
Yeah, like one or two.
Like,
I mean, I think hands like this more matter about your table. In the stack that's behind you, about like how many stacks can... Like, okay, so you had 2 3-bet jam stacks. Like, when you start looking at that, like, 12 to 20 big blind range, you start seeing a lot of stacks in that range. It becomes a way worse opening hand because, like, with their, like, say, Jack 10 suitors or King Jacks or whatever you want them to have them like flat with, their 7-6s, they just ram to your face. And you don't realize that equity poker is a game of being able to realize your equities and not letting your opponents realize equity, which is, you know, why probably not into a bunch of jam stacks. But there's not that many here. So it's interesting on the turn. I can definitely wrap my head around leading it here. Now it's been the person position checked and the guy out of the big blind checked twice. You should have some King Jacks. In fact, you should have King Jack in your life here. I mean, this is all ripe, and it's like, okay, well, now what? And now we just check fold.
You said you want to bet on turn?
Yeah, I would have bet on turn. I mean,
as a bluff?
Bluff. More like partially as charge their equity. Don't let them realize all the equity because there's going to be like tons of. You're playing four cards there, you know, as our people have jacks and queens and things like that. You're not letting them necessarily realize, especially the guy out of the big blind. And if they are going to call with some of their equity hands, at least you're getting a little value out of it.
Ooh, yeah, I guess that's a fold. But...
Yeah, I would fold that. I would check call here.
Because of the backdoor straight?
No, I mean, I just literally, like, he should be checking my aces on this board. For that reason, I am always calling this combo.
People don't, though. You know, like, a lot of people don't check back aces on this board.
I know a lot of people don't, but he's also a button range, and he's going to have to slow down with aces on a lot of turns. It's like, I mean, okay, so he has some 5Xs in his range, right? Like, King 5 suits, Queen 5 suits, maybe King 5 off.
Yep. 5-6 suited.
5-6 suited. Okay, well now what 5s do you have in your range?
A lot.
A lot more than he does. A
Yeah.
hell of a lot more. Now I'm not saying you're going to defend like Queen 8 here, but I'm definitely defending Ace High here. I think you're way over in folding the spot versus a reg if you're folding this combo.
if it comes like a 6, I mean, and he just keeps barreling, I mean, you just have to give up, right? Like there's still
Not
like he's still.
necessarily.
Would you check raise that?
No, I probably just
Like
check
the
call
six,
the six.
like the 6 of spades?
Yeah, I just check call the 6 of spades. But
Cause
I'm
it
a
does
lot
it,
more sticky. Like, okay, if this was like King 5, like a completely different story.
yeah, for sure. No, I get it. I just don't get it when it's like this. It's like this kind of board, and then the 6 of spades comes, and they keep barreling, and it's like, what the hell do they have? You
Well, at
know,
least you have
like
the 4 spades as an emergency, right? Hey, W Stealth, thank you for the resub, buddy. I love the trash man.
gotta love the trash man. What's up, Stealth?
Gotta love the trash man.
9 months in a row, dang, dude.
Yeah, thanks for the 9 months in a row. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely offending the flop. I mean, at least to the turn, right? Then you can always reevaluate, right? It's a little bit better to fold then, but
Yeah,
I'm not folding that.
I get it. Yep. That I think that is a little bit of a leak of mine. Just like a small leak is. I should be defending in spots like that. And the ace-6 suited earlier, with the backdoor flush and backdoor straight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. You have a huge nit in the big blind and small blind. I am actually opening ace-2 off.
Yep. I think we wait. What?
No, I saw you fold. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, I was like, what? I thought I opened.
I mean, good thing you didn't. This is fine. I'm alright with just fucking off here.
Yep.
Pretty sick, actually.
You just like donk lead ace queen there.
Wait, what?
Is that?
He didn't
right?
donk lead. He was original
Or
raiser.
no? Oh. Okay. Yep.
I'm not sure he needs to jam in the turn, but either way, I mean, it's not terrible, but weird sec to pot with a pretty wet board versus with the people I can actually have there.
If this is no.
Not much, W. Self, what's up with you? Donk leads Zergling means that you lead. Okay, so say I raise and you call, and but then on the flop you decide to take the lead and you decide to lead into me. That is called a donk lead. A donk lead is when the original aggressor doesn't get the option to continuation bet because someone already led into them. That is called a donk lead. Actually, going up to Nicaragua tomorrow. It's minification WD Stealth.
Yeah, that should be fun for you. The beach, is that the plan?
Yeah, the beach. I mean, we're staying at a resort that's a little bit off the beach, but yeah, I mean, it's like minutes from. Is it always a donk move? Well, game theory optimal, GTO doesn't really like donk leading, although in multi-lead pots, it can be more reasonable. Against very weak opponents, it can be more reasonable. But I wouldn't always necessarily call it a donk move. It's more of a saying, but it is, I would say it's more of a donk tendency than a donk move, which is where it gets its name from. I mean, I think I don't see any move but re-isolating here, but it's, I mean, I guess you could flat. It's really weird when a 15-6, so 15, like, we can see stats on our screen here, but you guys cannot. What I'm seeing is the guy's playing 15% of hands only and raising 6%, which is pretty tight, which makes this 6-6 much scarier.
Yep. That's why I like going like 6,000 here or something like that to give us an out if he piles it, you know, if Misha piles or what? Okay.
Yeah, I understand the flat. I probably would have just min clicked there, just so they're not flagging like their Jack 10 suiteds.
Yep.
But I get what you're thinking, and I'm with you. I'm with you in thinking it's really Misha's limp is very, very scary with how tight passive they are.
Yeah.
In the middle late stage of a tournament, are you always calling off Ace King Heads up against someone who has no stats. What do you mean by heads up? You mean post flop or pre flop? How
Or
deep?
blind versus blind or something.
I mean, generally yes. Cha. Against someone who has normal stats. I mean, generally at that point, right? Generally by the point where you get to that you have to call off ace king, is that you have enough chips out there that your equity committed against their range. Right? Because like when they jam is like what, at least a 4-bet by then? And you probably have like 8 big blinds out and they jam like 45, 50, 60, 70 over you in mid stages that you're probably equity committed with ace king suited. Yeah. 5-bet, yeah, then you're actually like super committed, although it feels a little bit grosser. Just give up that flop. I mean, you can just run the numbers, right? With all the money's out there, once it's 5-bet, like what percent equity you have to have against their hand, and it's very hard to find a fold with ace king. Kind of interesting. I mean, I'm going to check back here, but I'm going to explain a little bit more first. Is that normally, like, if I was battling a heads up, like, it was actually a heads up match, I would probably be betting this because it's my best combo of 5x. But on a 20 big blind stack, people just love check jamming here. And I do not love the idea of getting pushed off of a backdoor flush draw with a 5 here. So I probably will check back here, but I could definitely wrap my head around betting. Now I'm betting. Now I'm going to at least charge your equity, like 1,500 here, somewhere in that range, 1,600, 1,767, close enough. These spots suck, right? We've talked before, Lappy. We've talked that my favorite thing is to isolate limpers.
Yep.
And at the same time, one of my least favorite things to do is have to isolate them with 2s in a spot where I just can't jam. So this spot really sucks. I can't really wrap my head around a limp, though, because Stella and Misha at that point would just give such a profitable jam because you're never having any strength, and then we have to worry about the IPA's limp on 20 bigs. So I'm definitely raising it.
You make it like 1,700?
Bigger.
2K?
Somewhere in that range. Somewhere between like 1,900 to 2,200 here. I mean, now it's like, what? It's like Nate the Grape had such an amazing squeeze, because it's like, what's your top of your range for doing this here?
Like King 10 suited or something? Like,
I think you have to raise King 10 suited. I think that's terrible.
Like,
so it's like
I don't know. Jack 9 suited? I don't know.
Like Nate the Grape looks at 7-5 suited here, and he sees action. He should just snap raise. And he'll make a huge amount of profit.
Yeah.
Is a problem with limping here.
Nate the Grape had it, or didn't have. Whoa.
I mean, he had enough to raise.
To call off, though? To call off? 10K?
Oops, that's the wrong hand.
Blinds.
Wait, where's the hand? 2s. So he's calling. He's 37% equity. So probably not quite.
It's close though.
It just depends, right? Does this guy have 6s, 5s, and King Queen in his life? If he doesn't, in Jack 10s, it becomes a bad call. If he does, it becomes a good call. It's probably more likely than not a bad call, but like Stella's stats that we're seeing, you guys can't see it on your side, are on a little bit on the aggressive side. So I think it's a completely reasonable jam, though, with King Queen suited and Jack 10 suited and 6s from Stella's point of view versus a squeeze. So it's close. It's definitely close. I think I'm actually, like, the more I think about it, the more I think I'm fine with a call off there. I hope you fold.
No, of course not. No.
I mean, it always feels shitty, right? You're like, well, I don't want to fold, but
Misha's a fucking nit.
but look at you. Look at you.
Misha's a fucking nit. There's no way I'm
But how do
calling
you
off
fold
there.
enough flush?
We would have won, dude. We would have won.
Yeah. What happened to the results of rated
Wow,
Lappy?
we're so bad. We're so bad. Of course we were gonna win the hand, guys.
Interesting. I would definitely like flatting on 20 bigs. I still probably like flatting here. Because, I mean, like, we have a very polarized 3-bet range from the big blind. Like, we should have a little bit of weakness, but it's more strength. But that's
Versus
okay.
late position, though?
Yeah, sometimes I just flat. It's like, how many people do not C-bet?
And THC, I don't know, he seems kind of sticky, so I was like, I think...
I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's your read on him, it can be completely fine. I mean, I'm fine with a 3-bet. I'm saying on 20 big blinds, that was 30. I think on 30...
Oh, yeah.
30... I mean, I think I'd still probably flat, but on 30, there's a lot more reasonable options.
Right. I agree with you. If I had 20 bigs there, I would have probably been flatting myself, too.
What the hell is... Oh, okay, he's all in for, like, nothing. Okay. Alright, so we defend. We have to call one. And then we fuck off. Wait, what?
Wait, what happened?
You opened
What?
85 suited.
What? No, that's not good.
No, of course it's not good.
With the shorties behind, of course it's even worse.
Like, you think you
Okay.
misclicked? You think you just didn't have patience? You think you're just, like,
I don't know, dude. I think I was
tripping balls?
There could have been any of those things, dude. Because that's crazy.
I'm fine with that.
And that sizing too. That sizing, and the fact that he just, yeah, we're not.
Interesting that you opened this King Jack here. Actually, especially with your image, probably would have folded it, but that's okay. And with so many jam stacks in, like, this AA guy, it's like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Children, do not do this at home. Do not put in half your stack here and basically have a guaranteed 2 overs to the board and fold to Lappy.
I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Actually.
I mean, I probably don't even bet here. I probably just check give up, but like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm off playing tiddlywinks and shit. Like, cause
I mean,
I would never imagine falls here. This is the Lappy level.
If you imagine a flop where people are most likely to have missed it, I mean, this would be it, right? Like,
But so you like assign like no pocket pairs to alive, and then you block like a lot of their fighting combos like Queen Jack and Jack 10s and King 10 suited and that kind of stuff, and you're like, yep, there's no way.
How do you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
I mean, it's only a 5-way pot.
None of that stuff matters. We
Okay,
won
but
the hand, okay?
But even then, right? Even then, it's a 5-way pot. We should never win an uncontested pot on the flop because we have to assume someone who put half their stack in calls the flop. So if we never win an uncontested pot, it actually makes our bet a little bit worse. Unless we were guaranteed we would isolate them out and everyone else would fold.
Yep.
And they'd have something random like Jack 10s, but I mean, that's pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to get back on the streets and like relearn this poker thing because the fuck.
These people are
Kids these days.
I know.
Walking my lawn and all that kind of shit. You have to call 350 here. You have to call 350 here more. This is actually pretty bad. You're calling 350 to win 3,050, yeah. Anytime he's limped, like you can have 2-7 off here, this is a call with 2-7 off. You don't want to be playing against people who limping 10-9 off?
It's scary, dude. We're out of position.
Scary is you opening 2-9 suited on the button. That's a step too far.
There's a nit in the big blind. Come on, give us a little credit.
There's a nit in the big blind and a crazy person in the small blind.
Yeah, that's true.
You can check it back or you can bet it. I probably check like this combo of King Queen.
Backdoor royal flush draw. How could you check back.
Because what are you targeting to fold?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of hands that do. There's a lot of hands that.
Most of the hands you have to fold, you already have really good equity versus.
There's a lot of hands that will flat us here though that will fold to a double or triple barrel. Right?
Yeah, I mean That's what I'm saying. Like your non-paired hands is probably the only thing is like my only issue with this is like of your non-paired hands, this is literally your best combo to check back. But that's alright. Like, it is a type of board that you are fine betting because you can literally just bet any 2 cards when you have an under the gun range on an ace high board. Because once you start talking about under the gun, what is your range becoming? It becomes like ace jacks and ace queens and king queens, and it's not. It just smashes ace high boards. So in that sense, it's fine. And you also have double barrel cards, but if you did want to check back, that would have been a reasonable one. But there's also a crazy person on the button that starts showing yes. That is true.
Do you ever come along here? Or
yeah, I come along, but I ISO. I'm absolutely raising this. Punish these limpers. Like they've been doing this a lot.
I know, right?
They've been doing this a lot. Like Daddy Thrash is getting out his beat stick here and going to town.
I'll teach you kids.
I'll teach you kids to walk on my lawn. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look how easy this is. I mean, look, like, what kind of fucking whack-ass, weak-ass shit do they have here? It's like, these bets. Somehow he has a call on 7 board, and then a 10 is a bad card for him. 7 on board. It's I guess he didn't. Okay. I thought he folded.
I thought he folded turn, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm confused now. But still, fucking raise that. We love punishing limpers, especially when they've given us... It's one thing to raise someone's first limp. It's another thing when they give us multiple examples of them limping. Because now they're much less likely to have aces in their life.
Even more weak, yeah. That's right.
Alright, look, Pisos, he's got it. He's just like... Okay, I guess he doesn't got it. So he got the idea. Ain't that a bitch. This is really weird from Stella because he's just so aggro. I mean, I'm fine with betting it. It's just so bad for Stella's range, but at the same time, it's like, well, what kind of hands he has? Like some Jack 10s, but also some slow played hand.
I assume some of that's going to be 3-betting us, you know?
I would actually check this turn. Nice life. I probably just jam him in here.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some Grievous that could have killer action. And it's like, what the fuck is it? Like, the fuck is that?
What are you doing, Stella?
What are you doing?
Like, what are you actually doing here? Like, I don't understand what Stella has there.
No, I don't either. He had 2 cards.
I mean, what?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so when he doesn't, he's like, I don't always limp, but when I don't, I like the 4X.
I like the 4X.
I like the 4X. I just see like the most interesting man in the world be like, I don't always limp. When I do, I 4X. Oh man, this is such an amazing table with all these limps. And this is not the spot to punish them, but it's like, come on, Lappy, let's punish these limpers.
Yeah, man. Free money, you think?
Free money all day.
Oh, we would have had 2 pair. Oh. Stella coming in with the 5-3 offsuit.
Well, he was in the big blind limped into.
Yeah.
That wasn't actually, that was everyone else's fault, not his that time. I do not set mine here. Please do not set mine.
Nah. What? No, I'm not supposed to set mine either. I know that.
Then why'd you do it?
Wait, what?
You're only getting... Okay.
No, I didn't do it, did I?
You did. So you're only getting... Okay, so say you're also hitting a setter 8-1. Which is what
it's just really bad, though, because...
Oh, it's terrible.
There's 4 reshove stacks behind it.
There's 4 reshove stats behind you.
Children, don't do as I say, not as I do. Because this is terrible.
I don't really know. I always want children doing as you say either. But, that's besides the point. Yeah, I mean, so, like, okay, so you're getting 14-1 implied on his stack. Now, that's also assuming that you always stack him off when you flop a set, which is a bridge too far as well. It's just terrible. Now, I mean, maybe just like, okay, well, this table just loves to flat all day. Maybe I'll get 4 flats if you can guarantee that. But lad is gonna happen a lot of times too. You're just like, tells like I got Jack 10 suited, and that's a good jam by him with Jack 10 suited on 17 big blinds against that action. I mean, maybe not if you have like a known person's range of flatting there versus another gun plus 1. It wouldn't be as good, but you clearly do not. Oh, we have Mr. 4Xer. There's such a weird polarization. Limp or 4X.
How do you fight back against that, dude?
You show them the nuts. I mean, the problem is like someone like that. It's like if you just card it, there are some opponents that play such a weird style that you will get crushed temporarily in the short term. But against people like that in the long term, you're going to do very, very well. And that's what I sometimes see is that people make an overreaction to players like that, trying too hard just because they're a little card dead. You know, if someone, okay, so if you start a heads up with someone on 20 big blinds and they just literally 4x into you every time, do you reach and like hope that you can rejam 10-7 suited and they just fold? Like 10, you know, or it's a tough spot, 10-6 suited. And there's just some games where you can be really, really, really card dead and you're just going to get crushed by those people. Now that really sucks that you moved tables. That was a fucking fantastic table.
Yeah.
I feel like you left a lot of equity on the ground by not attacking some of those limps. But that's alright.
It's alright, we got pocket 10s.
Close. And I think you can go either way. Like,
I mean, I'm ISOing the limper, dude.
I know. It's just how well his hand flaps. And I actually love that. I would love that jam with like 10-7 off. To be honest, it's not really that it's not profitable. It's just like close upon which, which spot will show more profit. They very well could have shown more profit. There we go again. We got our chance for our B stick. Although I'll give you a little more credit. I'll give you a little more credit here. The button's on 8-7-5, so you should see an uncontested pot. A lot less, but still, I'd be getting out that beat stick right now.
And this player's pretty aggro.
Okay,
look at that. Look at that.
And so like you want to be flopping with people who play so bad post.
Yeah, but I'd like to come in with a stronger range than them, though. You know, too.
I don't know. I'm pretty ambitious against these people. You say stronger range, and look how weak you played this board.
I mean, what what else do you want me to do on this?
No, I mean him. See how weak you play this board. I think you have the power position. You can check, you can pot control, you can delay C, but you can do the world. Whoa, buddy.
I think this is one of the better hands to balance our range with. You know, like I think we can bet too. I think you can go either way.
I think you only bet and you enjoy betting.
If we have like jacks here, what are we gonna do? We're gonna want to check this back. I mean,
I think for starters, you're picking the worst combo. You're picking the worst combo to check back. Now, for second, you're worrying about balancing your jack against a crazy person.
Yeah, but just hold on a second, though. What do you mean it's the worst combo? We have the nut backdoor flush draw. We're not worried about a diamond coming off. Like, the only thing we're worried about coming off is, like, what? Like, exactly? Like, I mean, a 5 of non-diamond?
Your best combos to check back here of an ace X are ace 5, ace 7, ace 8, ace 3. So then it becomes, if it's ace king is not part of those combos, they become one of your better combos to bet. You're better, and the reason that ace king is now better than ace 10, ace jack, ace queen is that maybe he doesn't 3-bet ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, ace 9, and ace king targets all those hands for 3 streets of value. But say you have ace 10 here, he has ace 10 here, and this turn goes off, he bets small into you, and you just call because say it's a different turn, say it's an 8 of diamonds or something. All of a sudden you're just now in this position where you're not stacking off your opponent. Not to mention, look at this stack to pot, right? Okay, so say it checks to you again on the turn, right? What's the max you can bet? 6K. 7K. That leaves you at what, a 24K pot? With 34K left, it's really hard to stack off your opponent too when you don't bet this flop.
It is.
And now you're in the undesirable spot of having to raise this turn as well, looking super strong in a more awkward spot.
No, I totally get you about the being able to stack your opponent. That's definitely one of the cons of taking the line that I took there.
I also think it's a con that you literally took your best ace-x combo and turned it into, oh, well, that's my best checkback combo because of diamonds. Yes, would ace-7 with a 7 diamonds be a better checkback than ace-7 with their ace-7 of spades? Yes, but I think you're just reaching too far. Now, I get that you're trying to wrap your head around having combos for checking back and betting and imbalancing and all that kind of stuff. I just think you're looking at that hand wrong.
What kind of a better spot would you find for that? Is that when you're much deeper, or?
No, it's not for where it's much deeper. It's. Let me go back to it. Going the wrong way, I think. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, it's not that it's much deeper. It's much better combos. I think that your thought process is just wrong here. That your better combos to check back on this board are your ace-10s and ace-9s and ace-8s.
You mean the aces that are gonna be
that are gonna target
that are hard to get value from worse aces.
Yes.
Like if you have ace-5 of hearts. Here.
Well, ace-5, ace-7, and ace-8 are the absolute best ones because it blocks straights and wraps into, like, say, it comes off on the turn. You have ace-7. You don't actually feel quite as... Like, I'd rather have ace-king than ace-7, but it's also... You don't feel as awkward on that turn as, say, maybe ace-9 on an 8-6-4 board with ace-7. What's up, Mega Houses? I call ace-king Axe Slayer here because it slays all ace-x hands. What is your ISO sizing at Thrash E70? It all depends on stack depths, WD self. It could, like, read deep as hell. It could be anywhere, like add a big blind per limper. And, like, but just, like, over one limper, it could be 4.5, 5xing. If you're, like, 200 big blinds deep. It's just all, like, it also depends on your position, right? Sometimes it's, like, if someone limps on the gun and on the gun +1, it might be as small as, like, 2.5x as well. Better question for individual spots. Interesting spot. Guess that's fine. Interesting. This is like fine. I would say King Jack, you should definitely be raise calling here. King 10, you accomplished getting ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 off. To fold a decent percent of the time, so you are accomplishing something rather than raise calling it. I think King Jack here would be a bridge too far, since there's so many Jack 10s and King 10s and 10 9s and things like that, where King 10 blocks those combos and doesn't do as well against those combos. Oh, you called by 2 people. Nice life.
Boom.
Boom. That's right.
That's all you gotta do is hit the river, guys. Okay. You gotta learn some lessons here.
And that's why Lappy hasn't been winning, just hasn't been hitting rivers, guys.
Yep. Feels bad, man, though. The very next hand.
I think he did well overall, though.
Alright, we're gonna do what you said before to do now.
Oh, we're just gonna wait till we have nuts to us. I would actually, Lopi, I would actually agree that poker is close to 90% luck on any one individual MTT, but long term, over like a decent sample, it's 100% skill. But in an individual MTT, it'll be like 90% luck. Maybe 80. Depends how good you are. Maybe less. I don't know. It's not really something I've ever worried about. All I know is I win long term, and that's all that matters. Okay, so let's think about sizings here.
I think we may have not gotten a good sizing here.
What do you think you
like,
win here?
Like, I probably like 10K here, right? Like
10K I think is a little bit too far. I think you don't need to be in the 5x range. I don't think you need a range that... I think you need a range that looks bluffy enough because it has... But I think when you make it 10K, you just look too committed to a 32K stack. That's why I'm saying it's definitely awkward in terms of thinking about sizing. I'm probably about in the 8,000, 8,500 range here.
8,400, I like it.
Because this is like a spot that if we were like a little bit deeper, we would go a little bit bigger. I mean, and this is a little spot where sizing is reflective of stack depths, effective stack depths. Like you're pretty deep, but they're not. Making it 10.2K can't ever be terrible. Let me go ahead and say that. His line, however, seems pretty terrible. I check call off.
Yep, that's what I figured I would do too.
I mean, you could bet as well because he's not. I mean, it's just weird.
It's not a great river either.
I mean, we're getting it in. We're not folding the spot. I think actually, like the turn is actually closer than you think to a bet. Because I just assume he's not folding at 8 or 7. You might be able to get him 2 spats off some kind of like draw, but you might be able to get him the spats with hands off anyways if you check.
The thing is though, we have too much like ace X here, right? Like in our ISO range when we go that big, I feel like he's putting us on like ace jack, ace queen, ace king, maybe even ace.
But then he might not think you bet those combos either, though. I mean, for sure. I mean, this is why poker's not always easy. It's a dilemma, even though we should have the best hand here. And I would say both of the turn and river here actually suck, and that the equity on a lot of your lines here is actually going to run pretty close.
Yeah, do you... That's interesting. So, because, like, we don't really put him on any aces here, really. Like, what aces are in his range that he calls the flop?
I mean, what hand in his range does he call over 5x with, like, or a 5x with? It's just, you know, once people start doing this kind of weird stuff, it's just like, I mean, I don't think he has an ace. That's why I'm stacking off here. But then again, that's, you know, it is a pretty bad river. It does emerge 10-9, but, like, you know, a player like this probably raises 10-9 on the flop. You know, 7-6 is, like, probably, like, his most likely combo here to beat you with. It's just like thinking here is like, is it better to check or is it better to bet? And given that you call the flop, he's less likely to have some bluffs, but it's just weird. But then does he call with the ace out there? So I think you can go either way, betting or checking here. What did you end up doing?
On river.
It's definitely about as shitty spot as you can get for while still thinking you have the best hand.
I think if I'm gonna bet here, am I gonna just jam? Like, it's just like I don't really feel like I'm getting paid by much worse, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean that's the problem. It's like one of the shittiest spots you can be in with a hand that you assume is going to be the best hand more often than not.
Like, I feel like if we want to get value, we have to go like 12K here.
Yeah, like even 8K, maybe even and do some random bluff. But I mean, it's just gross.
Yeah.
I mean, when you bet, that's the most likely option. When you check, the most likely thing to happen. If you check, the most likely thing is he checks behind. I actually like your sizing the least of all the sizing, and I'll explain why. If you jam here with 10K more, you have to call, so you're giving him full value with all his top hands, and you no longer give him the option of really bluffing unless he is insane. If you bet 8K here and he jams, you at least give him the option of having some bluffs in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you jam in, he's calling 24K as often as he calls 34K, so you're at least getting more value there. That would pretty much have been the only thing I didn't do, but it's not bad. It's just
maybe
really
I was
weird
thinking
spot.
like I think we have the best hand always, or what I was thinking at the time was I was thinking we had that best hand always, and that he might call off 24 but not his full stack because he'd still have 10K, he'd still have like 5 or 6 bigs behind.
Sometimes I literally just bet like 1 or 2 big blinds there, and fish or rec players just literally spaz. Now, that's an exploitable thing to do, but against people who are calling 5x shit, you should be doing exploitable shit. Check call. Check call again. Because that 5, right? Like, okay, so what's in our check call range?
That
Lots of
hammers
5s.
Our range, yep.
We could even check jam in this river. I mean, it's just... I mean, the thing is, like, how often does he fold queen X's?
With our image, like, I don't think so, ever.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem with MTTs. It feels like you would get more folds in a cash game, but it's certainly weird. I can certainly find a call off here. I can certainly find a fold, depending on the opponent.
I mean, Navoo Falar seems pretty capable. I mean, I guess it's sort of like a coin flip for me, to be honest. You know?
Seems like a very value sizing, but also is like, you know, it would make sense as well. And then it's like, okay, and then the other thing is like you start reaching in those kind of spots when you do call off. It's like, okay, well, what bluffs does he have in his life? Pretty close to your worst table river. Like, worst river, does he have... You do have a lot of misdraws here, right? Hearts and gut shots and things like that. Does he bet king 9s and king jacks? Does he even raise king 9s? So it's like, you know, 6 7s and 7 8s and 8 9s maybe. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
We don't block any of those. That's the cool. I guess that's the good positive thing for us there, right?
Yeah. Interesting, just flat. I don't really like it, but I guess it's not terrible. So we call.
And it's like, what the hell are you doing here? No, like, what the hell is A6 of diamonds doing here, man?
I mean, I would have been fine with him betting the flop, but not the turn.
Yeah, what is he doing betting the turn? Checking back flop and all of a sudden coming to life on turn and then slinking back into his corner or river when it goes flush on the board.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I mean, he's got, what, less than 10 bigs here, and we already have
Close.
a third of it. We have like a fourth of his stack in the middle.
Yeah, and it's close. I didn't realize how short he was, but still it's close. Jack 8 off is definitely a fold. But suited makes a world of difference in this spot.
For sure, for sure.
There's something to be said for stack preservation as well. Alright, good luck, ace jack. Alright, so I guess you can just 3-bet get it in, although this guy's really tight.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I actually didn't like it.
I don't hate folding there. Can't really be that bad. I love 3-betting here, though.
Against this Spaz, though, I was less likely to want to do that versus
I mean,
this guy.
This is like literally the perfect type of opponent to do it against. And it's literally the perfect type of hand. Like, if we're not 3-betting this, we literally have no 3-bet like combos. It's like literally like of a like combo, like our best options. Or like ace 4 suited and ace jack off, because ace jack off is pretty light in that spot. And if we look here, you guys cannot see on your side, on your guy's screen, but he's opening 21% raise first in early position. You should be punishing the fuck out of that.
Okay, so you 3-bet and then he 4-bet jams and then
You fold.
Okay. I just feel like that's happening a lot of the time, actually. I just feel like he's like, yeah. Like, he's just doesn't give a fuck, this guy. And I just would rather wait for a value hand and then own his ass, you know?
I mean, that's also how like players like this that often do well, is that they feel like, oh, well, people just don't boss me around because every now and then I spew off. But, you know, congratulations to him if he just wants to 4-bet jam in his queen 10 off that he's opening. I mean, it's really hard to get 21% raise first in early position.
Yeah, for sure. That's like what you should be raising from like the cutoff, like
wider than that, like the hijack,
or the hijack, yeah.
A little bit wider than that, but still. Anyways, king 10 off. I would be opening here, but that's all right. Interesting. I probably would have just linked the combo, but not terrible.
I think I was saying that myself, actually, when I was...
I mean, when I say not terrible, not great either. I would actually check back this flop.
I agree with that.
I would bet this turn. Would we go about 13k here? Okay.
Oh, this is the hand that we need to review it because I was just like, what the fuck?
So I call. I mean, I hate my life here. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
I mean, I super hate my life, but I'm not folding.
Really? What is he representing? What is he doing this as a bluff with, though? Like,
I mean, my thought process goes on this is like it's a harder turn for him to so play a 7 on because all of a sudden it brings 2 draws, tons of straight draws, and is not an overcard to the board. Like say it was like a Jack 7-7 board, right? If like a Queen King Ace comes in, is way more likely to merge your bet call range off. But like Jack, not really. And you work pretty much at the top of our range here, then I'm not folding. And we block a lot of hands with the Queen of Hearts.
yeah, we do.
Then I'm not folding. And we're getting an incredible price. 3.39 to 1. We do not need to be right here that often. Do I think you're going to have the best hand here? 50%? Maybe. But I definitely think you're the best hand here, 23%. And if you guys can see this on your screen, it says, oh, it's 3.39 to 1, 23%, which means to make this call, we need to be right 23% of the time.
Yeah, so we ended up folding. We ended up heroing a fold. I didn't like it. I honestly tanked.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I couldn't hate it more. It'd be one thing if this is like, he's betting like, I mean, just look at this. It would be one thing if he's just betting like 120,000 to 70k. And he'd be right a lot more percent of the time. He's not. He's not. So.
I was just like, he's gonna show us a 7 here like 90% of the time. Like, that's how it felt, you know?
Didn't feel that way to me, but maybe you're right. You can just jam this. In fact, I would just jam this combo.
Really? For
Yes.
heaps? For
I mean, not heaps. That's 17 bigs.
For 17 bigs?
Yes.
I think did we?
I think it's like one of those in-betweener hands. Like it plays well enough that it's suited, and then, like a lot of his call-off range doesn't actually dominate you, and it does still have overs to like 4s, 5s, 6s. That is one of your better combos to jam. And before the fact's broken, but like if you look at a chart, right? Like okay, so we have Giant Fear charts up right now on the side. If anyone wants to look at it, small blind with 10% antes, we can jam 10-5 suited here profitably. Wrap your mind around that, everybody. That's like question whether it's a jam. 10-5 suited is a mathematical profitable jam here.
For 17 bigs? I
Yes.
mean, what about we're playing a tight player though, like so wouldn't limping be
Well, that's always a double-edged sword of Giant Fear charts. Is that it doesn't, or Nash in general, nationally says that you can jam this as part of if you have only a jam range preflop. That doesn't necessarily say it's the most optimal play. But I would argue in defense of can't we just limp this if he's a tight player, that we're going to have better combos to limp here, like Jack 10-9 suited and 9-8 suited, Jack 9 suited, hands like that are going to play much better posts than 10-7 suited. And that this is one of the combos we actually just want to jam. Now, limp is never bad. Let's get that. And I do think, you've made some plays that aren't, that I would argue are completely wrong. I don't think that is completely wrong. And is an incredibly debatable spot depending on your opponent. It's a way on the wise side.
a little bit? We were the fun player was in the small blind, and the big blind was kind of tight.
You think he's a fun player? I think he's a rig.
I think he's a fun player, very, very much so.
He's running a 21-17.
You're gonna see this in about 2 minutes. Why?
I mean, that doesn't mean just because someone's a rig doesn't mean they're a good rig. I'm gonna just
Yeah, bad rig, fun player. I mean,
bad rig and fun player are two different things. Fun player is your buddy that 5838 that called a 5x when you had queens earlier. That's a fun player. Good luck. Nice life.
hell yeah.
You only have to fade one over in nines. It's like
Thank you.
he really punishes your raises. I mean, that's another thing you have to be careful about those type players. Sometimes they just really do have. They might be type, but they really do get that they can jam pretty wide in those 13 to 20, 12 to 20 big line ranges. Okay, so is this where he's going to be a fun player at? Alright, I'm double barreling this. 26, 27, 28, 29, even maybe as high as 31, 32, 33 because of the board. Okay. Ooh, I think a little bit too small. But what you're doing by doing this sizing, which is interesting in itself, which you basically set up exactly a 1-to-1 stacked pot. So we jam, he calls, and I don't think that makes him a fun player, buddy. Now, he had literally his best bluff catching combo here. Now, do I necessarily think he needs to call down there? Not necessarily. But I do not think this makes him a fun player.
Just a bad rig.
You could argue that, but you could also argue that on that river when you're in like basically a nuts or nothing spot, like your ace king plus spot, if that he has literally his best combo to call a nuts or nothing spot with. So that like unexploitably he just doesn't fold that combo. So there's arguments to be made for his play itself.
It didn't seem necessary, to be honest. Like, I don't know. He does block Queen Jack. He blocks a set of nines, but I don't know. It doesn't seem super necessary to have to make that call. I just feel like there'd be more profitable spots for him to be able to fight.
But like, okay, unless you're jamming ace king there, which you might be, that hand actually does better than 10-9.
Yeah, I mean, I probably
close.
jam ace king there. I mean, I'd probably do. Because you get paid by all worst king X.
What is this? I mean, Lappy, we need you to fucking focus here, man. Especially this deep. It was one thing to fuck off in these spots early on. It's another thing to fuck off in this spot late on. Like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, I just felt like we were really deep with this guy, and we're on the final table bubble. Or we're at the FT, actually. Or... yeah, I think we're at the FT, actually. Yeah, this is FT. Like, I just felt like I didn't want to get fucking owned by ICM here. Make a big raise and have him jack it up 100K, and then I'd be like, what the fuck do I do here now?
I think you're way over worrying. Like, that's gonna happen such a small percent of the time that you're just... I think this is sometimes a symptom of run bad that you... like, run bad often makes sane people play like fucking fish, which is what you're doing here. You're letting everyone here realize equity when you could just isolate this one person, take down a pot post-flop very easily.
Okay, this was fucking crazy. You see this?
I have...
This guy was fucking nuts.
I'm speechless.
How are we... What do you think he has here? Like, you think he just is doing this with, like, King Jack? Just pot? Pot? Like...
I'm throwing that hand over my dead fucking cold bot. Like, you have to pry that hand out of my cold dead hand. Like, seriously. Like, we have the aces blocker that if he was going to be so playing something there pre, that would make sense. And he's just over-potting a set on the flop?
I felt like it was 4s or 3s, dude.
But he's just going to over-pot a set on the flop? Really? On a dry board. Dry board. Like, yeah, there's some straight draws, but there's no flush. Like, over my fuck... Like, okay, man, sometimes you just have to get it in bad. If you're not getting it... Like, now this is counterintuitive to what we've been trying to teach you about not getting it in bad so damn often. But if you're never getting it in bad, you are not getting it in enough. Like, over my fucking cold dead body, like, you have to pry this shit out of my fucking hands. You can argue Queen Jack, you can argue Queen Knight, you can argue all your queens, you cannot argue this queen.
Yeah, can you replay hand from start? Ask Stealth. Let's just play it. Let's just replay it from the start. So, the guy limps. We somehow decide not to ISO, and it comes Queen High, Queen 4-3.
This is like
he
a
bets.
dream.
He bets 35k into 28k into 3 people.
So he's never has King, Queen, or Queen Jack to do this with. He's never... Oh, someone who's limps. Limps. And overbets pot would not overrate King, Queen, and Queen Jack here. Is what you're telling me.
Just like getting to this, like, so this was... I don't think this was this FT yet? It was
I don't care. Just fucking pay him the money. Just be like, alright, man. That's cool. Here, you get Queen 10, you got fucking 4s. Here you go. I'm gonna write you out a check.
So you just rip it in here?
I just call. I don't really see a reason to rip. If he has Queen Jack or King Queen,
okay.
we can just call and jam the river anyways and get paid. Especially someone playing like that. The fuck is that shit, man?
We just literally. There's been hundreds of times we've run into just pocket 4s there. The guy just doesn't fucking know anything he's doing, and he just pot.
He overpot.
Like, yeah. And then
well, congratulations to them. Congratulations to them, because that money is just going to go back into the poker ecosystem.
And I'm like sitting here final. I'm like what, top 2 stack, top 3 stack in this tournament.
I think this is just run bad.
I don't see the need to.
I think this is just run bad talking. I honestly do. But
it may be, but like I just feel like there's too much ICM here. Like at the moment, we're top 3 stack in the tournament. This is like, I think we're sitting 3 of 12 at this moment, 3 of 11.
I would pay so much money. Like it would be illegal, right? But like theoretically, if I could just buy your hand from you in that position, I would pay you heaps of money to be in that spot.
To stack off here?
Yes. I would have probably like 3.5 exits, something like that, D-Rob. Interesting. I probably would have delayed C-bet this board. Really, really terrible for a range, but whatever, I guess. Especially against someone who plays such a weird line.
We see him do more of that coming up here too. It's really interesting.
Of him overpotting?
Yeah.
So you need more evidence that I was right, because if he has more sample of overpotting, now we can't know that at the time.
We didn't know that at the time.
But still, it's just like a combo we do not fold. It's a combo that's like, here's my money. Congratulations.
This is another example. Here it is.
This is why. It's like you had the dream spot against. You had the dream spot. You literally had the. Okay, so sevens is definitely a better combo than the ace queen was. Definitely not.
I mean, he's probably got 9s there, right? Like, I just don't see. I don't see how we. What does he have? What do you think he has there? What did you fucking think he has there, Thrash?
I mean, he has top pair a lot. But that's the thing. On the Queen 10 board earlier, he has top pair a lot. I mean, I'm way more fine with folding that than ace queen. I mean, like, he's just an insane person. He's like limping and doing all this whack ass shit. I mean, look. I mean, he's just playing every hand. I'm fine with this c-bet. It's fine. I really don't think you accomplish anything by betting this river. Like maybe you get a hero call from a fold from a 5.
A fold from ace high, ace 4 or something.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's fine. I'm just tilted. Like I don't usually get tilted reviewing other people's hands because there's nothing you can change and there's nothing. You know, it wasn't my action, but yeah. I mean, I think you might be running into weirdly a phase of you're trying too hard on the opposite side to never get it in bad. I would be 3-betting this for what it's worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think a flat is good here, and so if folding is better than flatting, but then probably 3-betting is better than folding.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Wait, what was it? Did he double barrel? He just... What the fuck is this? I mean, I didn't mean to review this line, but check calls half pot dunk leads for a quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, my mind's just like exploding at the moment. It's like mind blown. Interesting. I might even check back this turn. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you're fine up to this point.
I think
you're accomplishing very little here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of your better combos. Like I think like Jack 8 or Jack 6 or something like that is instant check back. And I do think if you are going to bet, it's one of the more reasonable ones because you don't really have Ace Jack in your life. Maybe you have King Jack, so it's like near the top of your range of Jack X. That makes it more reasonable. But I think you can go either way.
Yeah. It's Thresh. Thresh is controlling the replayer.
Yeah, I'm controlling the replayer. Do you need me to like slow down? I don't know. I'm on tilt from watching Lappy, guys. Sorry, Lappy. Oh, can we? Okay, let's go back a couple hands. Okay, let's see how he loses chips.
We misclicked there, by the way. But yeah. But what?
I just want to see how he lost his chips. Where was he? Oh,
Oh, check YB.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. He's an interesting ass fellow. Actually, if you're gonna have a limp range, not the worst way to play that ever. But definitely an interesting person.
Yeah, we misclick. No, we actually don't misclick here. We bet to cover check YB.
Why do you need to do that? Just min raise.
We didn't even do it correctly. We didn't even do it correctly.
If you don't even need to do that, you can just min raise. You're really not really accomplishing anything by that.
Because if we open 20 and he puts it in for 32, EJK can just call and we can't re-ISO, right?
You have it wrong. You literally have this backwards. If you put out 31K or 32.2 and he just calls and EJK calls, you can not re-ISO. But if you make it min, which is a 10,000 chip raise, and he goes on for 32,000, which is a 12,000 chip raise over yours, that reopens the betting, which makes it much harder for EJKCG to call when the betting gets reopened.
We have it backwards then. Shit.
Yes, you have it completely backwards. How deep is he?
30 bigs.
God, I hate these spots. You go either way. Assuming you just jam, it's not the end of the world. Calling is definitely very reasonable there. And defending his flop is a must.
You like defending this flop?
Yeah.
Like it's just like there's just like.
Do you know when people just bet and just give up? I mean, if you get 5 with no diamonds, like that diamond's worth something as an emergency.
It just feels like he's able to barrel us effectively, and we just have to fold every single turn, even if it's a good turn for us. We'd have to fold turn. Like
He can just barrel you effectively on that board. You just call King 10 like whatever. It's not an easy flop to defend.
like Ace Jack, Ace Queen, like Queen Jack, Jack 9, Queen 9, diamonds, everything is gonna go multiple barrels, and then we're just like, okay, well we called flop, and now we have to fold every single turn, no matter even if it's a good card for us.
I think you're overestimating a little bit about just how often people are double barreling that board. Because, like, what combos do you have in your life for defending it?
I mean, I'm gonna defend all of my value hands that way.
Right, and a lot of your value hands on King 10 4 board or what? Anyways, let's talk about this hand. I'm alright with the 3-bet. I mean, at least it's suited. It's not, like, the best combo you could do this with. It's not the worst. I guess the right opponents, it could be okay-ish.
I like to check back here. It's not a very good flop for us.
It's
at all.
fine. I mean, either way, it's just like, that's a horrible flop. Betting and giving up and checking, giving up are fine. I'm fine with this as well. And checking back river seems pretty standard here.
Yep.
Too bad we can't see what they had.
I know, right?
How deep was he? Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine then. Perfectly fine. People, once you start getting over like the 25 big blind range, 30 big blind range, have a lot less limp race in their life from the small blind.
Yep.
I'm just assuming you didn't defend the king 8 suited, right?
Yeah, no.
I fold.
A 6-handed though, yeah, it's close, but yeah, I like fold too.
Wait, what? You can't fold a pair, man.
Blind versus blind, even though
In position.
like, even though, like, it's like, how do you ever continue like on any card?
How do you ever continue any cards? You get 3 clubs, 4 clubs, 5.
That's like,
you get a
that's
7
like
of clubs.
3% of the time.
Did he
That's
double
like
barrel
5% of the
this?
time.
You know how much people oversee bet? Does he double barrel all turns?
I don't have that information. No.
And you're heaps deep. I mean, I can tell you right now that GTO super hates folding pairs in this spot. Real Route asks, has ACR W8PM given a reason as to why we can't see opponents' cards as showdown if we win? Well, the ACR CEO actually did a stream earlier today and said that that function is coming. It's going to have to hold off, but it's coming once they release a completely new software, which he hopes is going to be up. I can't remember exact time he said, but I think he said pretty soon. You can watch the replay from their official Twitch channel if you want to find the answer for that. But supposedly it is coming, Rural Route. I think the software has been around since, who knows how long, so I'm assuming that some of the architecture is hard to build on at this point. So it makes sense for them to be doing it on a completely new software. They said it will be coming to Play Money pretty soon, and then you can beta test it there. You're most welcome.
I'm looking forward to that. That should be. It's long. It's long been awaited, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I actually defend one here.
Yep.
Okay, good. Because you were overfolding a little bit. You're definitely overfolding spots you're supposed to be defending. I mean, look, like, this is what I'm saying, right? I think you're overthinking that people are double barreling you way too much on some of your defense.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I just go really small, trying to get like a crying call from maybe ace high, maybe 7x.
I think it's.
Hard.
I think it's way too ambitious on that river. On that river, absolutely.
You think it's way too thin?
Way too thin. Now, if that was a 4 river, 3 river, 2 river, okay, cool. I can wrap my head around it.
Okay.
But like 8x is actually like a reasonable part of his range here.
I just assume he bets it on river if he's got an 8. You know, like, I mean, if I'm good, like I don't mind. I mean, if I'm good, if he's good, Kaizen is good.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. There's not, the odds are you bet any folds, but the odds are is you. I mean, it's just so hard to get value there, anyways. I don't even necessarily think he should bet ace highs on that board. It's probably a problem. And the thing is, on that king, queen, 8-7 boards, you probably turn your gut shots and open-enders into bluffs on the turn anyways. And he probably knows that if he's as good as you say he is. I defend one there. Thank you for the resub. Oh man, might be overfolding. That's like an anarchist nut. What's up, Ming? Thank you for the resub.
What's up, Ming?
Oh man, Lappy overfolding? That's like an anarchist nun.
Dude, he's like flatting in position and folding pairs to 1 bet over folding. Although, I mean, to give him credit, it was a all flush board, but still, it's folding.
Jack 5-6, all diamonds with 4-5 offsuit, no diamond.
You can't fold there to 1 bet. Here's no wait, that's not it.
King Jack 10, with 2 diamonds, and we have pocket 5.
Here it is. Just 1 bet. Done. There you go, Ming. But I mean, there was more spots he was overfolding than this, but this is number 1.
But I already named the other one. King Jack 10, 2 diamonds, and we had pocket 5s.
No, when you had pocket 5s, it was not King Jack 10. It was like King 10-4.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Okay, sorry. King 10-4 with.
All right, that's going way too far back. All right, I'm done looking for it.
It's going way too back. Yeah. No, you just passed it again, dude. It was there.
I did?
Yep.
I don't think it was. All right, whatever. I'm going for it.
No, you did. I saw it.
I'm over it. Point is Lappy is now overfolding. Okay, so Queen 10 we played. I mean, I call 1 on this flop. Yo, I'm on a broken ass laptop. Shipped my computer to Vegas earlier.
Oh, nice, dude. So sick, Ming. Did you get an apartment or something, man, in Vegas that you're moving to? That's the dream, man. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go this fall too to Vegas. I've already made up my mind. So.
I don't think you need to just jam here. I'm fine with it on 20, but over 20 I start having a 3-bet light range. I 3-bet call 4-bet here with ace jacks suited.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kaizen seems, after having played more with him in this tournament too, he seems capable of light 4-betting there, light 4-bet jamming. So I actually do like it versus that opponent now that I have that information on them. I like
it versus basically every opponent because it can't ever be bad to non-all and 3-bet. Thresh, do you have stack size or 3-bet size guidelines on button there? I've never really made a guideline. I mean, I could help you out with one. Like, I don't have charts for you. I'm sure they exist. My stable manager gives people charts for that spot. Or head coach. Okay, so we're going to bet this flop. I definitely would have gone smaller size inexploitably, but it's alright.
I mean, that's the sizing we would go with our whole range, right? Of
Yeah,
value.
no, I just probably would have been exploitable at that spot. I mean, not in, yeah, probably. So wait, what happened here? Okay, so he limped and you raised him. You sure are. I mean, I don't think we needed to go this way. I would have checked it back, but I mean,
What do we do, man? Jeez. Dude.
I mean, this is the thing though. It's like you're in such a pit spot. I don't get myself into. There's like, well, now I have to like mentally think. All right, well, let's put myself in this awkward ass spot that I would never get myself into. That I probably never seen in my life. And what do I do?
Yeah, I honestly didn't know what to do either. Uh, I mean, honestly, I think this is probably a side call because what are we gonna have here for value that can actually call off? You know what I'm saying? Like, not much.
I mean, the other problem is that when you
The
bet
only
this
thing is
sizing, I mean, I guess it's actually a little bit smaller than I thought. But I mean, like, okay, so here we need 37% equity against this range. If we assume, okay, so worst case scenario, we probably have 5 outs. 2 4s, or 3 4s and 2 3s, which would be about 20% equity. And then we literally need to run this through, like, what do we actually put him on here? Like, I don't think he plays ace 4, ace 5 like this, but maybe he does. I don't think he should. I think it's a pretty easy check call, those combos.
We raised his limp. This guy had been limping like every single fucking small blind to us.
He actually raised a lot of small blinds. He's just played every small blind. I wouldn't say he limped every small blind.
And we were just like, we just think he's pretty weak there, and yeah, like we don't have the greatest hand to ISO, but like I think it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I checked his combo to a limp as well, and that's why I'm not in this spot. I mean, okay, so say this was like, okay, so say you raised like 9-7 off, and the board was like 10-7-3, you would have a great combo to check back. It's just like one of your better mid pairs to check back, but on a board like this, the weird spot about having such a weak hand strength is there's really no good board to check back because everything your opponent has is at least 2 overs.
Yep, exactly.
Which is why I'm not in an elevated pot with this hand per se.
Yeah. That's why you don't ice. That's why you just check behind, as Ming was saying.
Yeah,
I get it.
D-Rob, some of my coaching videos are on YouTube as well. So, but yeah, sub is never a bad idea. I'm not sure I'll put the. I'm actually not going to put this one up on YouTube, so we put 2 of them up already. Oops, sorry about that. So, we did not need to skip over that. I mean, the lesson learned here is just don't be in the spot.
What's up, Symmetry Mike? How are you doing, my man?
And then having 40, needing. I mean, I guess I find a fold here. I mean, it's really sick. It does feel a little hard to get to 37% equity. Because it's like, there's basically no time outside of like a king 2 or something, which would be weird as fuck as well.
Honestly, like I see him possibly doing this with like 10-9 of spades, though. Like, you know, like Jack 10 of spades. Like I feel like after having played with him a lot at this table, like I didn't have this information at the time, but like I think he's super splashy and.
But super splashy, but it's like what is he gonna splash here with 7-9? Like, what is he splashing with?
Of diamonds? Yeah, maybe. Like, just thinking that we have ace X or overcards or something that we can never call with.
Yeah, and I'm with Ming. I am actually with Ming on checking the flop, but it is, if you're gonna bet a bad mid pair, it's like.
Yeah,
you already get so many overs.
We didn't have that information on him yet, Ming. Like, this is still to come, the information about that.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's why you should be playing a less exploitable game and not really attacking 4-3 off to begin with. Yeah, I'm fine with the fold. I actually do find a fold there because it is hard to get to 37% equity. Because, like, okay, so even the times you beat him, he's still going to have equity, right? 2 overs is still 6 outs twice, so it's still going to be like 24% equity. So when you merge all the possibilities you can have, it's really hard to get yourself to 37% equity, plus the ICM tax you're going through. What's up, Kid Duke? How you doing, buddy? Did you head out to Vegas? Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the lead. I mean, you're going to have better combos here to do this with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be just... You almost seem like you're on tilt from this hand. Like, you literally... Because it's like literally a falling hand. It literally feels like you're on tilt.
I was just... I don't know if it was just tilt or just thinking like, okay, like...
I mean, I agree that there shouldn't be that much he has here to raise. It's just like... I would just pick... But it's just like... But also what goes through my thought process here is I'm going to have like a million better combos to do this with. Like, you literally have no backdoors.
Yeah, no, you're right.
This is kind of like an in-between spot. I mean, I'd probably check this back, but it's a better bet than aces are on this board. Wow, that's amazing. Interesting as a lead, too, though. It's like, because what is he repping? What the fuck does he have in his life here? It's like...
Quads, dude. Quads, of course, dude.
Of course.
We gotta fold river, dude, because he's got quads, you know?
I would just be jamming that river. But he's not 42 or 7 if you jam. So, like, what are you getting calls with? What are you getting calls with the sizing that you're not getting a call with overjamming? You already indicated that you have some kind of equity on the turn by calling, unless you're like next level YOLO line with Jack 10 here. Top combos, well, I mean, your top combo for, like, clicking back sizing, that would probably actually be, like, 10-8 with the backdoor flush. But some other cards that can merge into other stuff that are, like, you know, like 9-7s and 9-8s that have backdoor, that are also gutters, that have backdoor straight draws as well. Some King X's would be good combos for it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I actually find his turn lead to be horrendous in that 6-6-6-2 spot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think he's splashy and like just like bad, and we win.
Yep. So now we must be at the final table, right?
I think so. I don't know. What did we come in as, like, third in chips?
Something like that.
Yeah. This was weird. This was weird.
I definitely bet this flop. In a 3-way pot. I mean, I definitely bet this flop, probably period. Just
I think
because like you're like literally like Queen Jacks, Jack 10s, Jack 9s, 10-9s. It's like the board that you're always comfortable c-betting your bluffs on. Like, it's almost like close to 100% c-bet board here. And there's some boards that just line up like that.
I agree, Ming. Like, I mean...
Yeah, you can't fold.
We can't fold?
No. You're priced in. You need, like, it says right here at Poker Tracker, right? Right here in the middle, guys. See where my mouse is?
Yeah.
It gives you the odds 3.2 to 1. You need 24% equity.
Yep. Yep. No, you're right. You're right. I think we played this incorrectly.
Yeah, you cannot bet full that. You can bet full that maybe to a deeper stack, but not that stack.
If he's got an extra 100 on top, probably, right?
You could start thinking about it. Yes.
Okay,
I think that's perfectly fine and reasonable.
Thank you, Pocket Kings.
No, I mean, worst case, he shipped ace on him and just didn't call the flop like a normal person. Ming. But, because I actually think going back to that 10-7, that pocket aces on his stack depth make a world of sense being on 9 big blinds to start the hand. But I think at that point you just let all equity in and you take a risk with aces. But I mean, rejamming at that point isn't bad either with that much dead money out.
We actually ran pretty bad at this final table.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to win when you fold that 10-7 suited combo.
I mean, the guy just had aces there, right?
Wait.
Like, I mean, with the 10-7 suited, right? Like, he's not flatting like anything worse. I wouldn't say like.
How can you say that? I mean, I don't know how you can say that, but I mean, I think that's like a bridge too far. But yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. Like, we don't know that much about the guy. I think it's wrong to make that kind of assumptions right at the bat. But I mean, I don't really get this hand. That blows my mind more. Wait. Oh, never mind. I misread it. I thought you had eights. Holy shit! I need to learn to read.
Nah, dude.
I mean, even then, I mean, it's at least close against a big stack trying to punish people. And then you don't open ace-8 off, which I definitely open.
We're getting fucking owned.
Yeah, okay, well, keep it up. I mean, are they really going to just be every single hand forever? Alright, so we got kings. I thought you were running bad.
Easy game.
You're like, I run so bad this file table, I just get king versus ace, queen, blind versus blind.
We did up until that point.
Oh, okay, so it's like, okay, so we run bad for like 2 rounds. We're running bad.
I would say everything except for the king's hand, we ran pretty. It was pretty bad. Pretty much a lot of run bad. I mean, that was like the only bright spot in.
I would just jam this.
Of course.
Okay, so another bright spot. Okay. I'd be it would be very, very curious if you opened this but not ace-8 off.
No, we're not opening this.
Okay.
Now with the chip leader on the button, dude.
So you let this rip, I'm assuming.
This was close. Crazy Sixes is actually pretty tight.
Some people do not have enough raise fold range on this, but what I'm looking at, from what we do know, is he's raised 3 out of 9 times in mid position.
He didn't know this. He didn't know this.
No. We do know this at the time. This is this HUD that we have on the table that everyone on the stream can't see, but us, is based off hands we've only seen, or we've seen already, not hands in the future that we have not seen yet in this hand history.
Nice little poem, Ming. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was really close.
Man, we have like a new needy ass Lappy. I'm definitely raise calling this. I think this is pretty bad. This is really quite bad.
We have 2 stacks shorter than us.
And
I mean, yeah. I don't know. We have 16 bigs, right? Isn't that like a?
And so okay, let's go over this a little bit. First, ACR. Yes, there's ACM, but ACR is incredibly top heavy. Second, what hands do you really hate him jamming on you that he just folds to your jam? You really hate him jamming Queen Jack.
Yeah, I do. Like
You hate him
King.
Queen King Jack and King Queen, but even then you're ahead of
Yep.
those hands.
Mm-hmm.
But what are okay, so those are a few of his combos. What are the other combos he has? Jack tens, Queen tens, 10-9s. He has ace twos, ace threes, ace fours, ace fives. And so the hands you get to fold out that you really are happy with folding out are like twos, threes, fours,
Yep. Yep.
Queen Jacks, King Jacks, King Queens. It's really just not that much you're accomplishing versus opening up all those other hands that might jam on you by two people. By two people. Murat might jam ace four suited. Who knows? But he's not calling it. I definitely do not like raise fold there. I think jamming is much better than raise folding. Unless we're talking about a different hand. And you... Okay, now some easy fold. Easy jam. It's fine. Man, I think you're going like a little.
Yeah, I don't. Know
I
if
feel
like
like
this.
I don't like
this.
it, but I feel like you've just discovered what ICM punishment is, and that you went a step too far in your adjustments for ICM.
Well, part of this actually was Mama Bear in the big blind, flatting like 100%, and we didn't want to raise and have her flat us, and then just like comes 9-7-5, and we just have to fold every single, like we just have to check back and fold on almost every single turn. Like with like 15 bigs, it felt like, especially with like three people having shorter stacks than us here.
The whole reason
like it felt like the right thing to do considering ICM, you know.
The whole reason that you forward the ace 8 offs from the cutoff and things like that was because you're worried about them appeasing you. I definitely, and so that concern's now gone. They don't just jam the world on you.
Sorry?
I said the whole reason you were folding ace 8 off earlier from the cutoff is because you were scared that they were going to try to run you over with the world, 3-bet jam the world. And that concern is now gone?
Not necessarily, but there's a big concern of Mama Bear just flatting us with every single combination and owning our soul because there's insane ICM here right now.
I would say bring it on. Anyway, Symmetry Mike, maybe this stream isn't for you. This is how I'm coaching Lappy. I don't think I've been douche-like to Lappy. But, I would just recommend finding another stream then, honestly. But, anyways. I much prefer raising. Nice river. Those are the type of calls you get. It's like...
It's not
the
nice
most of what
river.
the calls... I thought it was. I didn't mean to troll you in that spot. That's going to be like a lot of the calls. It's like a lot of the calls once you jam, they're just going to be standard getting spots anyways, and you're not opening yourself up to some of the lighter jams. Like, in fact, with ICM, a lot of these people should be folding ace-jack type hands. And I believe that is a good game, which is a completely standard jam.
Yep.
So...
Yeah. I can agree with you with the ace king there is just being more like normally 100% of the time I'm opening that, but I don't know, ICM just does weird shit to you, I feel like, and people just I don't know.
Well, that's what I said. It feels like you've started getting the concept of ICM, which is good, but you've just made an over adjustment to ICM. Especially on a very, very top-heavy site like ACR. It's very, very top-heavy.
you just want an open there and induce to get it in.
Yeah, that and the ace 10, I want to induce both of those.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you want to add? Do you anything that you picked up in particular from this lesson?
There was some more stuff like just giving up on with certain combos on certain boards instead of trying to fight it.
I mean, you
Like
know,
like the 4-3 offsuit hand you guys talked about.
in some ways it makes me happy. In some ways, because we were coaching you to be a little less YOLO.
Uh-huh.
And then when you coach someone one thing, it often exposes another mistake they make from learning those coaching lessons. So it shows progress. So, but what we got you to change stylistically has now exposed new, maybe probably smaller leaks. But there's still things that we need to work on as we go along, and we'll be doing more of these sessions like this.
Yep, and then there's a few boards where you were saying like I should continue on. Because people are just c-betting too much.
Yes.
The
population of the MTT population way over c-bets, but they also get away with way over c-betting because people way over fold in MTTs.
Yep.
Like if you're folding over 50% to c-bet, you're like way over folding.
I don't think my number is even close to that.
No, I don't know if it is. But I'm just saying. I was saying that as a generality to the people watching. But people are literally 80% is way too high c-bet, but that's generally what you see from TT players is a range of 80 to 100%. Like the people I have trouble playing against are the people who are c-betting in the 60% range. Those people are fucking hard to play against because they have more balanced ranges on boards.
Ming, like the whole I see him does weird shit to you. Like we've just. Like I guess too. Like some of this stuff some of it is sort of a accumulation of run bad and of downswinging.
And that was the other thing I noticed. That it seemed like you avoided some spots due to run bad. You were like, well, I've always seen sets on that ace king queen hand. I think you're supposed to pay him the money there earlier. But I know I went to that hand ad nauseum, but just as kind of like a wrap up conclusion of this session.
Yeah.
Anyways,
just being more aware of that is helpful, to be honest. So I'm not upset that we had that conversation or that you said what you said. I'm really not.
And are we gonna see you? Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going, Lappy.
No, it's fine.
I said, are you gonna cut you off again? You're not gonna see me at happy hour, actually, Anagar. I am going on a trip tomorrow, and I'll be back Friday, and I'll be streaming my home game, and I'll finish the rest of my points for a bottom tier then. But you will not see me at this happy hour, no. I think I did enough points last week for a year.
No more rec races this week, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, Symmetry Mike, I don't mean to speak down and I don't mean to belittle Lappy as a person. I'm very blunt and sometimes I am dramatic for emphasis. I don't want to say dramatic, I think it's the wrong word. But sometimes I put strong emphasis on certain spots, which will show you just how much I think they need to change. And I would rather just be blunt and straightforward and not be wishy-washy in certain spots. But I don't think I was spanking him with unnecessary emotion either. Anyways, go ahead, Lappy. What were your thoughts?
No, I'm nothing. I appreciate Thrash being blunt with me because that's the style that I work best with,
Anyways, I think we'll probably do another one of these probably like in a month, right? But we can call this we'll get Lappy out of makeup series.
Yeah, that's right.
But thank you guys all for tuning in. We're going to tune you into All In Paths He's having a home game right now through ACR Stormers. We all have one. Lappy has one. I have one at 9 p.m. Eastern on different days of the week. So it's not too late to go in there and play with the community of ACR Stormers. So if you have time, I'm sure he'd be happy to have you in his game. And thank you guys so much. Yep. Check if you want more like the past Lappy coaching videos. We have those on YouTube. And I did something very interesting the other day. Although I got the music volume like way wrong, so it's hard to hear me. I did a 50 tabling session that I put on YouTube the other day. So go check that out, guys, and have a good rest of the week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you very, very soon.
I just gotta make sure because like there's some like random Twitch delay, like what, like 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, it is. It is like 15 seconds actually.
All right. When's your last? Well, you can answer in chat.
Tonight, if possible, probably not.
Oh, I still need some YouTube videos to make tonight. At least I told myself. Maybe I lied to myself. Maybe I won't do them.
You're not gonna do this or?
Or no, I wanted. There's some YouTube videos I want to do. I want to do one on Genesis mining, which is like Bitcoin mining, and then I want to. Let me hold on. I forgot to turn off OBS.